Foremost, go ahead and hit that like, that subscribe, and share this video with somebody. Don't be keeping me to yourself. Don't be stingy. Now let's get this party started.
The enigmatic entrepreneur whose words will make you sure.
Uh-oh.
Know,
Our music
trust,
is not playing.
and believe.
Oh, it is
The
playing.
master teacher has come to help you succeed. The truth speaker, the voice in the universe that will bring you to your highest peak. Welcome to the Get High on Motivation show with Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, love bugs. It is your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, Mimi the Motivator. And I'm happy to be here. I hope you are too. And if you are not happy today, just hold tight. Give me about 30 minutes, and I promise you'll be happy by the end of this, all right? I'll deliver on my word. That's one thing I will do. I am Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, here to help you get your mind, your body, and your spirit right. And not to mention those finances, because that is very important too. Jim Rohn says that money is up there next to oxygen. So it might not be the most important thing, but it's up there next to oxygen, which makes it pretty damn important to me. So if you have not shared this show with anybody, shame on you. Go ahead and do that right here, right now. No matter where you may be watching or listening to this show is just not for you. So please don't be stingy with your Mimi the Motivator. Don't be stingy with your favorite motivator's favorite motivator. So today we are talking about the top myths of entrepreneurship. So whether you are an entrepreneur already, or you've been thinking about it, or you got a side hustle, you've been thinking about, quitting your 9 to 5, any of those things, today's show will definitely be for you. Or if you have somebody in your life that you know has been talking about starting a business, then you definitely want to listen on their behalf so you can let them know some real truths before they get involved in places they ain't got no business. All right. So before we get into that conversation, we will definitely have our food for thought as always. So our food for thought this morning comes from Terrence. Yeah, and it just says Terrence. And Terrence says that many a time from a bad beginning, great friendships have sprung up. Many a time from a bad beginning, great friendships have sprung up. I want to also put in there that not only great friendships, but maybe even great partnerships, business partnerships can come from bad beginnings. The other thing that comes to mind, and the first thing that came to mind, oh man, I told y'all, I said I was going to share what was on my tea bag. Y'all might get 2 food for thought. So let me be quick with this one, because this food for thought on this tea bag, I got to share y'all. All right, but anyway, so the thing is, what really came to my mind first and foremost is that seemingly friendships, quote unquote, I got some air quotes going, that you think will be like when you first meet somebody, you like, oh, I vibe with this person. And you really see that you and this person have a parallel track in life, or you have core values that are very similar. But then you realize that this person really ain't studying you and they not really wanting to befriend you. Maybe because they're intimidated. Maybe because they look at you as competition, and that's okay. What can also happen is that we might want to pay attention to who are the people who are willing to challenge us. A lot of us are in different networking spaces. We're on Clubhouse. We're all over the map in these different places online, interacting with people we ordinarily wouldn't have met, which is a wonderful thing because we get to meet people we would have never met. So the bad beginning that I want to speak about today is the pandemic. The pandemic was one of the best things ever. The pandemic has connected people all over the world who would have not ever touched each other otherwise. So nothing is bad or good unless we judge it so. So many people want to judge the pandemic as such a bad thing. Oh my gosh, we're in such uncertain times. These are not uncertain times, honey. These are the perfect times. These are the perfect times for us to be doing what we're supposed to be doing. Okay? It is allowing opportunity to prevail like it never has before. So what is the opportunity that exists for you in one of your current bad situations or bad beginnings? And know that you're going to find some of your best friendships and your best business partnerships from these tough times, from these bad beginnings. Now I'm gonna give you my tea bag swag, okay? I didn't read the tea bag this morning when I made my tea. It wasn't until right before I clicked to go live that I said, "What does my tea bag say today?" But I had already got this quote that I wanted to share with you. But the tea bag swag says, "Accept who you are in this moment, but acknowledge who you want to become." I said, I don't know if this tea bag talking to me or this tea bag was reminding me to remind you all that it's okay where you are and to acknowledge where you are, but also acknowledge where you are heading and probably acknowledge that more. But it's okay wherever you are. It's okay. Accept it. You have to want what you have before you can have what you want. You have to love the life that you have until you can love the life that you desire. You have to love the person you're with sometimes, or the people that you're working with or living with, until something else exists. So accept where you are, love bud. Accept exactly where you are, because you're in the right space. You're in the right place. It's okay. No matter how ugly or schmugly it feels, it smells, how people might be talking, what people might be thinking about your current situation, honey, forget them. They don't matter. What matters is where you are going. So don't even wear what you're going through. Wear what you're going to. So I don't care how depressed you feel, honey, get up and get dressed. Put your suit jacket on. Come on. Get clean today. I don't care if you don't leave the house and you just have to show up on Zoom. Get as clean head to toe as you would if you were showing up anywhere else, so that way you can carry that same energy with you. People need to know who you're going to be. They don't need to know your problems and what you've been going through. Keep that to yourself. But what you don't want to keep to yourself is where you are going to. It's okay to share your dreams and desires. Now, yes, we do have to be mindful of who we share our dreams and desires with, because everybody ain't ready. And there's going to be some haters out there. But congratulate the haters and thank them for being around. Because haters like to try to give you all kind of reasons as to why you should not do what you're about to do when you only need one. But that's okay. Let them conjure up all the excuses as to why they're not doing their life, living their life on their terms. People are always going to have something to say. Who cares? Just focus on where you're going and what it is that you are doing. And like the tea bag said, accept who you are in this moment, but acknowledge who you want to become. And you know we're going to replace that word want with desire, because whatever we desire has been planted in us. It has been planted in us to pull us forward. It's like our own carrot dangling before us. We don't need anybody to dangle a carrot in front of our face. We have our own desires that are the carrot to make us run after it. Run, 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 run. And know that sometimes you don't get the carrot. It's okay. You'll get the carrot when it's time. Please believe you will win. I believe that we all will win. If you are tuned into this show, I believe that you will win. That's the reason you're tuned in. This message isn't for everybody. This message is especially, though, for you. So let's get this conversation started about the myths of entrepreneurship. A lot of people want to be entrepreneurs, and that's great. There's a lot of wannapreneurs out there as well, and that's great too. But today we are specifically going to talk about the top 5 myths of entrepreneurship, just in case you didn't know, in case you thought maybe you were thinking something wrong. So the number one thing on my list is that people think that entrepreneurs are a special type of person. Absolutely not. People are not born entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are made. Anybody can be an entrepreneur. What entrepreneurship really takes is having guts, or if nothing else. But if you have anything in your mind, you can be an entrepreneur. You can go sell a product. You don't even have to have your own idea. There's so many ideas out there for you to tune into. So entrepreneurs are not special people. Entrepreneurs are people who have just decided to go after that thing. That's it. There's no difference between an entrepreneur and somebody who works at a 9 to 5. Both people are going to work. Just one is going to work to build somebody else's dream. That's the 9 to 5er. Versus going to work to build their own dream. That's the real difference between an entrepreneur and an employee. Entrepreneurs have just decided, hey, what I desire is worthy enough for me to go after it and to work towards it. That's all. Now, entrepreneurs might have to work a little harder sometimes, but they're not exceptional genius factor people. You don't have to be a genius to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to be anything special. But what you do have to do is commit to whatever it is that you're going to do if you are going to be an entrepreneur. That's the only specialness that exists, is that fire to not give up and to keep going, even when things get tough. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to quit. Like very often people think that entrepreneurs never quit. No, a real entrepreneur knows how to quit several times. You start a business, you start an idea, you see that's not working, and you move on to something else. You quit that. Entrepreneurs are bold enough to quit their jobs to work on this thing. So there's nothing really special about an entrepreneur. Myth number 2. Well, entrepreneurs are risky people, or they're big risk takers. Sweetheart, I am a mathematician, and I do not believe in taking risk. One of my final math classes was just me and the teacher notebook, and it was called Math Seminar. And my very first assignment was to study the odds of the highest games of the casino. So if I had any risk factor in me, it was removed at that time, because that was risky business. But understand that any business is at risk. Life is a risk. Walking down the street is a risk. Getting on an airplane is a risk. Dating somebody is a risk. So entrepreneurs aren't necessarily risky people. If anything, they take calculated risk, which is different. That means they've done the math on something. They've done a little homework, or they've watched somebody or studied someone long enough to say, hey, I think I can do that. And I might can even do it better. The only risk that is really being taken as an entrepreneur is that you're taking a risk on yourself, that you're taking a risk on your dreams, that you're taking a risk on your vision, on what God put in you. That's the only real risk. Now, you might take a risk of looking crazy and sounding crazy, because you might be like, your boy Jonah building a boat in the middle of the desert with no sign of rain or water. But that's kind of like what entrepreneurship is, because you might be doing something different. You might be solving a problem that you have recognized and you're willing to do the work to fix. As entrepreneurs, we're nothing but professional problem solvers. We are investigators. We're like community investigators. What is going wrong in my community? What's going wrong in my life, and how can I fix it? Because I bet 9 times out of 10, somebody else is having the same issue as well. That's all an entrepreneur is doing. That's it. They're taking a risk to tell you what they know, to tell you what they've studied, to tell you what they're passionate about. That's the real risk. Otherwise, there's not a lot of risk involved in being an entrepreneurship if you have done your due diligence. The only way entrepreneurship is going to be risky is if you just jump out there and you throw your money or your time and energy into something that you know nothing about and have no desire to learn about. What entrepreneurs know is the more they learn is the more they earn, if anything. So let's roll into our next myth on my list. And that is that the myth of freedom. So there's so many things to tie into this. People think that entrepreneurs just have a free lifestyle. It's laptop lifestyle, hashtag. That's what they want to do. Hashtag laptop lifestyle. But it's not necessarily that, yes. But understand that laptop has to go with you everywhere you go. So you're going to catch me on the beach with my laptop. You're going to catch me at the pool with my laptop. You're going to catch me in the airport. You're going to catch me going to my grandfather's funeral with my laptop, because I have work to do. That's the truth about being an entrepreneur, is that we have work to do. We don't just necessarily decide what time we gonna work or anything like that. We have to decide what needs to be done and do it. Point blank, period, end of story. How we end up getting our freedom as an entrepreneur is doing that front loading, doing all the work that is necessary up front, getting your systems and your processes in places, handling CRMs, making sure you have a great team that can support your vision, who even sees your vision clearly. Because if people don't see your vision clearly, they will not do the work to make it become a reality. They say, make your vision clear, write it on tablets and make it clear for the people to read. Do you even have a vision statement? Because whether you are an entrepreneur or not, you should have a vision statement for your life. A vision statement is just not for the company. What is the vision for your life? And if the vision for your life is freedom, time, money, freedom, then entrepreneurship is definitely a road to it. But understand, it's a rocky road. It's a roller coaster ride. It comes with all kind of curves, bumps, and experiences that really come to serve you. They're very uncomfortable experiences. That's what they don't tell you about. That's one of the truths. I need to do a show of the top 5 truths about entrepreneurship, because they don't tell you what to expect as an entrepreneur. They don't tell you that you're going to completely lose your freedom for a little while, that you won't have the freedom to show up where you want to show up and go party where you want to party, or maybe even have to miss some family events. They don't tell you that you're going to have a conversation with your loved ones and say, hey, listen, I'm about to work on this thing, so I'm not going to be as available as I used to be, because this is going to consume a little more of me. And it's important that you have these kind of conversations with people, because it's not just your freedom that you're going to be taking away. You may be taking away your children's freedom from being able to go to all the places and BS like y'all used to and play. Or you might be taking away all the extra time that you had to spend with the boo. So freedom is something that you're going to temporarily do without, so that way you can have a lifetime of it later. That is the truth about the freedom. So myth number 4, since we're talking about freedom, let's talk about the fact that people think being an entrepreneur means that you're the boss. What does that even really mean, you the boss? No, absolutely not. The boss of you when you are an entrepreneur are your clients, your customers. Your customers are your biggest stakeholders. Your customers are the boss. Your clients are the boss. Their needs and their desires are the boss, not you. That is the biggest misconception of entrepreneurship. People think when they start their own business, oh, and then I can wake up when I want to. No, you cannot. You have to wake up when you need to get the job done. Yesterday morning, I had to get up at 3 o'clock yesterday. I got up at 4 this morning. It's the only way I can get everything done in time so I can show up on camera or show up on Clubhouse or show up wherever I need to be, or show up for my client with good energy and not be tired, and not serving my clients at the level that they deserve and that quite frankly they have paid me for. Entrepreneurship is not being a boss, it's being a servant. It's the almost opposite of what you probably think. Being an entrepreneur means that you are now willing to exchange your time to serve others, to serve them, to serve their pain points, or to serve them an immense amount of pleasure. But for the most part, as entrepreneurs, we are solving pain points. What are the pain points that you are solving? Get clear on that, because if you haven't gotten clear on that, then you're probably not doing well in your side hustle or in your independent business. You have to be clear on who it is you're serving and how you're going to serve them, not what time. That's going to be dictated by the demand. And yes, you can put some parameters on that thing. Yes, by all means. I no longer subscribe to Team No Sleep. So like, if you know me in real life, you know on Mondays, I don't people. You can't call me. You can't text me. You can't email me. I mean, you can, but you won't get me. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. Because as an entrepreneur, yes, I do need a day off. So, but that's not part of being a boss. That's part of me being my own employee. Your employees need a day off. And when you're an entrepreneur, you are the employee. You're the boss and the employee. So know that. That's the real truth, is that you're the boss and the employee. So you got to be the best boss that you've ever worked for. And you've got to be the best employee you've ever been, or that you've ever witnessed in somebody else. That's what you really are. You are an employee to the umpteenth degree, because you're serving all the hats. You're doing all the roles. You're the secretary. You're the treasurer. You are the bookkeeper. You are the receptionist. You are the email marketer. You are the content creator. You are the PR person. You're all of that. And you the maintenance person, because who else gonna clean up behind you? All of that is what's included in entrepreneurship, not just being the boss, sweethearts. So if you thought that starting your new business was going to make you a boss, I do apologize to bust your little bubble. Okay. So the last thing on my list, which is probably the most important one, number 5, the myth that people fail to know is they think it requires money to be an entrepreneur, that it requires money to start. Oh, well, they must come from a rich family, or somebody must have gave them a loan, or they must have some angel investor. Most people do not start with the angel investor or with any type of investor. Their first investor is themselves. That's the truth. To me, it's like my family says about me. They say I make pancakes out of newspaper. That's what entrepreneurship is, making pancakes out of newspaper. If you any players clubs out there, fans out there, it's what she said, is using what you got to get what you want. An entrepreneurship is looking around the house or looking around their mind and seeing, what can I capitalize on? What can I put together? What can I piece together and put out there that people will pay me for? An entrepreneur knows that you can have nothing. You can literally start with nothing and go on Shopify and start with a free account and do some drop shipping and hustle your butt up for 7 to 28 days and have a full functioning business. And then you'll have some money. But you don't need money to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't really cost money to start a podcast. If you want questions about that or answers about that, hit your girl up. It costs $0 to start a podcast. It costs $0 to start a YouTube channel. It costs you nothing to start giving your content away, so that way people can inquire, well, what can I pay you for? So you do not have to have funding to get your business off the ground. It'd be helpful, but most people are going after funding before they even have a full business plan. You have no business going after money without having a plan for how that money will be allocated. How are you going to invest each dollar? Because every dollar needs to have a job. Every dollar in your wallet needs to have a job, and every dollar in your business needs to have a job. It should not just be complacent. It should not be lying around idle. Your money should be working, and it should be working for you and making you more money. That's what an entrepreneur knows. An entrepreneur knows that we need more than one product. We need more than one service, because we need more than one stream of income. And what does that look like for you? And it doesn't have to be a whole river. It's a stream of income. So it might even start off as a trickle. Sign up for a direct network marketing business. If you need one of those, holla at your girl. But start something that can start giving you some passive income. So that way when you are asleep, there is still money being made. Exchanging time for money is of the past. Now, exchanging energy for money is different, because money is energy. And when you are pouring into your product or pouring into your service, when you're recording those videos and those reels, that's energy. And the universe will bless you for the exchange of energy that you are contributing out here. So really, if you want more money, or if you want more money to fund your business, start being more successful in your business. Make sure you listen to last week's show about money following success. You have to start being successful at what you do, and then people are happy to pay you. And they'll probably pay you more than what you can even imagine. And the better you get at what you do is the more that you can be compensated for it. The more energy exchange you put out there is the more energy exchange you receive. So make sure you're pouring energy into whatever it is that you're doing, so the money will show up. Be successful at it. Hone your craft. Hone your talent. I don't care how good you think you are at what you do. You still need to practice. You still need to seek betterment. You need to seek evaluation. Seek feedback. Don't be afraid of feedback, love bug. Feedback is the breakfast of champions, is what I heard this morning on a call. Think about that. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. So if you're avoiding feedback, you're avoiding the most nourishing meal that you need. Get evaluation for your events. Get evaluation for your products and services. And don't be afraid of what customers are going to say, because that bad feedback is what is going to start a new beginning of a greater product, a greater service. Which brings us back to our tea bag this morning that says, not our tea bag, but our food for thought. That says, many a time from a bad beginning, great friendships have sprung up. So know that you can start off with a bad business, and a great business can bloom from it as well. So don't be afraid of rough beginnings. Don't be afraid of bad beginnings. The only thing you need to do is just begin. Just start. The only way you can ever be great is if you begin. So begin now, begin today, and don't delay. So I have a few minutes left. Let me roll out a little bit of metaphysics for you all. We got about 3 minutes. I think we can roll it out. We can roll it out. Let's see. Ooh. Let's talk about dry skin. So it's wintertime, so a lot of people are going to be trying to blame the cold weather on their dry skin. But typically dry skin is not because of that. Dry skin and our skin in general has everything to do with our identity and how you think about yourself, how you perceive yourself, how you want to be perceived. Your dry skin is trying to tell you something. Your dry skin is trying to let you know that you are not hydrating yourself. So it's a mind, body, spirit thing. Y'all know I like to talk about all avenues of it. So first and foremost, if you have dry skin, drink some water, boo. You are supposed to be drinking half of your body's weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, that means 75 ounces of water a day. Point blank period, end of story, no arguments. Increase your vitamin E. What kind of food are you eating? If you are eating your fruits and your berries and your vegetables, then your skin will reflect that. If you are feeling good about yourself, if you're feeding yourself good thoughts, your skin will reflect that. Why do you think you see somebody and they're glowing? They're like, oh my gosh, you're just glowing today. That glow comes from proper nutrition. It comes from proper thoughts, nourishing thoughts. So if you're having any issues with your dry skin, or if you know anybody having issues with dry skin, let them know. First and foremost, drink some more water. Secondly, love yourself. And third, I'm going to call on my girl, Louise Hay, for an affirmation for dry skin, because she always has a great affirmation for everything. So let me see what she says for us in the dry skin department. All right. So it's definitely anxiety, but we want, here it is. It protects our individuality. So we want to say, I feel safe to be me. I feel safe to be me. So if you're having any kind of skin issues, whether it's dry skin, psoriasis, acne, eczema, any of that, tell yourself it's okay to be me. Go tell yourself in the mirror, it's okay to be me. It's okay to do me. And then go do it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I love you so much and I appreciate you wherever you are tuning in from. If you are watching this on the replay, go on and put in the drop box hashtag replay gang. Yes, I appreciate you all, whether you join me live or if you join me later. I appreciate you bringing your energy to this space. I am Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, host of the Get High on Motivation show. We're here to get our mind, body, spirit, and finances right by becoming 1% better every single day in one area of our life. So I'll see you next week so we can continue to do the same. I love you. Be happy. Be healthy. Be you. All right, YouTubers. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for sticking to the end. Just because you stuck to the end, and I got to tell you something. If you've been thinking about getting me as a coach and you was like, I don't know if I can afford this lady. I heard her say her prices before. Well, guess what? I have a group coaching program coming up that is just launching this week. Get involved. Get enrolled. Get your mind, your body, your spirit, your relationships right. All that's going to happen dealing with me. What we're going to do is we are going to invest 90 days to unlock the next level of you. So it's going to be 90 days of accountability, 90 days of barrier breaking, 90 days of smashing your goals. So join me. Invest your 90 days with me. Let's do it. I believe in you. And I believe a better, a greater, a more wealthier version lives inside of you. And I want to help you unlock it. I love you all. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.